In this part of our interview with convicted murderer Charles Manson, we talk about the influence of Haight-Ashbury. He met the gentle folk there, the hippies, at the height of flower power. He started collecting a harem of young, impressionable women. The group later developed into his family, the family that was responsible for the Tate LaBianca murders. All this began to develop when Manson was freed from prison in 1967 and lingered in San Francisco.
So when I get back out, and your kids pick me up out of the street and pick me up out of the garbage can, all I want is the little girls. I love them little girls. I'm following little girls around. I ain't got no thought in my mind about nothing.
Right.
I'm not trying to stop nobody. I'm playing music. I'm free. It took me 22 years to get out of this hallway.
This was Haight-Ashbury, 1967.
Yeah. They picked me up. They said, kid, 16-year-old kid. I said, where do you sleep? He said, where I lay down? I said, well, don't you have to have an apartment? He said, no, I sleep in the park. I said, how do you do that? He said, sleeping bag. I said, is that right? Where do you eat? He said, food. I said, man, where do you get it? He said, wherever I can. I said, don't you have a job? And he laughed at me. He said, no, I've been out to Diggers. So I went down and I looked around and I said, hey, this is love here. This is love here.
The best time of your life.
Yeah. It was the only time in my life. I never had no life before that. It's always been in here with these guys, man. It's always been in jail. I never had no life outside. I've been locked up since I was 9 years old.
I know. Man. Now you're in 1967. You're in Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco.
I got out. I'm free. I'm free.
You're free.
I got better sense than break the law, man. I'm not going to break no law. If you break the law, you put yourself in jail.
You're in Haight-Ashbury. And what's the magnetism of you? Why did they come to you? Why were they attracted to you?
Well,
those young girls that you were looking for.
Right. Here's the thing. In the penitentiary, you learn this.
All right.
Don't lie. Don't lie, man. If someone catches you in a lie, you leave yourself over to get snuffed. And all my life, I've lived in the eye of that tell the truth. Pay your debts. Don't get involved in other people's business. Do your number, do your time. And you learn to stand on your own. So I'm walking, I'm standing on my own. People see me standing on my own. Not too many people in your world can do that. But I don't realize that at that particular time. I don't realize how weak and mindless you people are. See, I'm judging you by the people in here.
And you're at Haight-Ashbury, and you meet these young women, young girls,
young people,
and you're playing a guitar, and everything is happy, and there's a lot of love, and you're not lying to them. You're just singing songs, and they're coming to you. What's going on? What's happening?
The world was happening. The war was going on. All the children wanted to stop the war. They wanted peace on earth. And they come to me and they says, they says, well, we want this, this, and this. And I said, okay. And they said, let's go demonstrate. And I said, no, I'm not going to go demonstrate. I'm not going to go get put in jail. And they said, well, wouldn't you give your love to stop the war? And wouldn't you give your love to save the world? I said, would you give your love to save the world? And they said, yeah. I said, well, how much would you give to save the world? And they said, we would give all. I'll lay my body down. You dig? I give all to save the world. I said, well, if that's you, then you can do that. But I just gave 22 years of my life, and I'm not going back in there for God or nobody else. So if you want to do that, that's your road.
What was it like for you? Was there...
I passed through Haight-Ashbury. I threw my pistol off of that bridge over there.
You did?
Yeah.
Because...
I got tired of carrying pistols. I thought, well, I don't need to shoot anybody, so I threw the pistol over.
But this was the best time of your life, you said. You had a family, had people that loved you, a lot of girls you liked.
I didn't see, you say, I don't care if people love
I'm only asking. I'm only asking.
I say the people were loved. That was love. It was happening there. That was happening. But you got to realize I came in on the end of that.
Right.
And I only went through that. I never got stuck up in that. Because I seen the pitfalls. I seen the speed freaks. I seen the falling of it. I seen it falling. I'm very aware when it comes to seeing things.
You were an ex-con and you were wary.
I was, I'm not going to get busted or go to jail again. That was my thought. So I used to hold this up saying, one positive thought. I'll never go back to jail again because I'll never break the law again.
So you had a family, though?
I had a family. See, there you go.
The family had you. Family had you, but you were trying to make it suggest I'm saying this, and I'm saying, did you or did you not?
No, I never thought of a family. I don't hang on to people, man.
Right.
I've never had anybody I hold on to. That's not even in my mind.
Our interview with Charles Manson continues in the next half hour. When we return, Manson talks about the infamous Manson family and those terrible 2 nights of murder in August 1969. Stay with us. Night Watch continues. Sentence. He was denied parole in that same room last month for the 6th time. In this part of our interview, we began discussing the murders and the members of his so-called family. We spoke about his relationship with some of the others who took part in the killings. Both Charles Tex Watson and Susan Atkins were among the 4 Manson followers convicted of 7 counts of murder. They are all serving life sentences.